Chapter 25-21, Blaze Immortal God Dynasty. At the Mirror Heart Lake, Wang Xian, Yinshen, Tigress, and the rest were seated. Tang Yinshen, the Emperor Star Maiden, and the others could hear it clearly. What a loud voice. Humph, isn't she just a small-time celebrity? Isn't she just a little more talented? Tiger Spirit Sprout didn't feel anything. He pursed his lips and muttered in a low voice. Emperor Star Maiden, Tang Yinshen, and Anting all looked at Wang Xian. Wang Xian nodded at them. Don't bother about it. This was the territory of the chaotic tiger demon country. No matter what, Wang Xian had to give them some face. However, he didn't know the relationship between the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty and the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. If their relationship was very good, they might not be friends anymore. The Emperor Star Maiden and the others also knew about the feud between the Flame Immortal Godly Dynasty and the Dragon Palace, so they nodded slightly. Come on, let's continue eating. Tiger Lingya squeezed out a smile and spoke to Wang Xian and the rest. Flame Princess, I heard that something happened to your Flame Immortal Dynasty recently and you're asking for help everywhere. Do you need any help? A prince of the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom asked Princess Lai Yin and the other members of the Lai Yin Divine Dynasty. 13th Prince, our Divine Dynasty has nothing to hide. We have indeed encountered some difficulties. Princess Flame said with a smile. Oh, what is it? The young man sitting beside the Princess of Flames raised his eyebrows and asked. We've offended a power opposite the Lorman Desolate Beast Garden. They have at least 5 to 6 Fifth Order Immortal God King Realm experts. Even though we're not afraid of them, if they come looking for trouble with us, we'll suffer heavy losses. The Flame Princess replied honestly. Opposite the Lorman Desolate Beast Garden? What is that place? A girl beside her asked curiously. It's the edge of the South Star system. It should be near the battlefield of Emperor's Fall, a remote place. The prince said. Yes. The Princess of Flame nodded. How could such a powerful force exist in such a remote place? The young man sitting beside the Princess of Flames said in astonishment. We don't know where they came from. At first, they wanted to destroy one of our allies there, the Iron Blood Alliance. We sent people to help them resist. Later on, the enemy was too strong and our allies were killed. They also bore a grudge against us and said that they would destroy us. We had no choice but to prepare for a rainy day. The Flame Princess had a bitter look on her face. How strong are they exactly? What's it called? The young man sitting next to her raised his eyebrows and asked. There seems to be quite a number of God King Realm experts. There are at least 5 Fifth Order God King Realm experts, and there are no 6th Order God King Realm experts. It's called the Dragon Palace. They seem to have already conquered that area. The Princess of Flames said. The strongest among them is a 5th Order God King Realm expert. Not bad, but that's all there is to it. With this level of strength, they can only proclaim themselves as kings in some remote corner. When they come to us, they can only hide like turtles. Haha, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. When the young man at the side heard this, he let out a hearty laugh. Hee hee, Flame Princess, you really don't have to worry about such a small matter. If you can work with our big brother. Hee hee, the small Dragon Palace is just a remote corner force. They might even apologize to you personally in the future. One of the princes raised his eyebrows at the Flame Princess and teased. Hee hee, I'm not selling my body for glory. The Dragon Palace doesn't have the ability to destroy us yet. They are just a threat to us. The Flame Princess covered her mouth and laughed. Fifth brother, don't you know what kind of person the Flame Princess is? We have known each other for more than 10 years. Flame Princess, if you need any help in this matter in the future, just look for me directly. That's right, just look for our big brother. Our big brother is the crown prince of our generation. Once our big brother shows up, he will be able to show off the Dragon Palace. The group of them laughed and chatted. In that case, I'll have to thank Big Brother Tiger for helping me eradicate the evil. The Flame Princess squinted her eyes and bowed to the young man beside her. This filled the young man with pride. At this time, Tiger Lingya, who was sitting at the side, widened her eyes and her mouth. The food that she had picked up froze on the spot. Wang Xian had also heard their conversation. His lips curved into a smile and his eyes gleamed coldly. He stood up slowly and walked towards the Flame Princess. Long? She opened her mouth and wanted to say something. However, she stood up helplessly and glared at the crowd beside her. Roving Crab, Yinshen, and the rest followed her immediately. As Wang Xian walked towards them, some of them noticed him and looked over in confusion. What's the matter? A prince looked at Wang Xian and asked plainly. Wang Xian didn't reply. He walked to the Flame Princess and placed his palm on her shoulder. Everyone was shocked when they saw this. The flame princess also frowned and flames were emitting from her shoulder. Bam. Young lady, watch your words. You will pay the price. Wang Xian's palm landed heavily on her shoulder. Arg. A painful scream came from her mouth and her face was instantly filled with cold sweat. Stop it. Let go of our princess. A middle-aged man beside her was shocked. He stood up immediately with a sharp sword in his hand. Bam. Before he could make a move, Roving Crab swung his arm. The middle-aged man's body started to crack. His eyes widened and his face was filled with horror. Oh, who are you? The flame princess asked Wang Xian softly with a pale face. Who are you? Do you know what territory you are in? Are you courting death? The young man beside her, the current crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, stood up coldly and stared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. Don't you know who I am? I am the dragon palace that you mentioned. You can call me the Dragon King. Wang Xian said coldly. His murderous intent made the flame princess tremble. A crown prince is qualified to interfere in the affairs of the experts. Go back and ask your parents if they dare to do so. Wang Xian lifted his head, looked at the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and spoke with disdain. If he wasn't the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, he would have to pay the price for what he said. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace is just a force from a remote place. This is our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. How dare you be so arrogant in our territory? You, the young crown prince's expression changed when he heard him. He pointed at Wang Xian with a sullen face. Bam. I'll teach you a lesson on behalf of your parents. Wang Xian swung his arm and a surge of energy landed on his arm. Following which, his arm disintegrated immediately. Chapter 25-22. Bam. The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was sent flying. His face was pale as he stared at Wang Xian with widened eyes. His body landed heavily on the ground. One of his arms was gone and his body was trembling. You. How dare you? What are you trying to do? Do you know where this place is? The rest of the young men were taken aback by Wang Xian's attack. One by one they stood up and shouted with an awful look. They were the supreme talents of the current generation of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. It could be said that they were the most powerful generation in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. No one dared to bully them in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Tiger Lingya, these are your men. You, the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, clutched his wound and looked at Tiger Lingya with bloodshot eyes. Who asked you to speak ill of the dragon palace behind their backs? They have many immortal god kings and they are guests. You, Tiger Lingya panicked at the sight of this. Dragon King, she quickly walked to Wang Xian's side and whispered to him. She looked at him with a pleading look. Seeing that you are the disciples of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and this is the territory of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, I'll spare you this once. As Wang Xian spoke, he looked at all of them coldly. He snorted and a large amount of blood flowed from the mouth of the Princess of Flame in front of him. After spitting out the blood, she opened her mouth and wanted to say something. However, she held back her words. At this moment she really wanted to provoke the Dragon King. Once he made a move, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom would not let him off. However, she was afraid that he would really kill her. Dragon King, let's go to another place. Another place? Tiger Lingya said to Wang Xian in a panic. She was really afraid that the Dragon King would have a conflict with her brothers. If that happened, she would not be able to bear the consequences. Wang Xian nodded slightly and looked at Roving Crab. Inform Prime Minister Turtle and the rest to get ready to annihilate the Flame Immortal Dynasty. He didn't even try to hide his words as he walked straight ahead. All right. Little sister Lingya, bring us to another place to play. Tang Yinshen walked over to ease Tiger Lingya's embarrassment. Tiger Lingya squeezed out a smile. It's fine, don't worry. Wang Xian patted the girl's shoulder and said with a smile. Putting aside the fact that the chaotic tiger demon kingdom would not be biased towards their disciples and the divine dynasty of flames, they would definitely not be enemies with the Dragon Palace. Because of such a small matter, it was not worth it. Let's go, said Wang Xian with a smile. All right. Hearing his words, Tiger Spirit Sprout's nervous expression eased a little. She looked at her brother and pouted. Then she brought Wang Xian and the rest to another place to play. This Dragon King is too arrogant. Seeing Wang Xian and the rest leaving, the group of young men from the chaotic tiger demon kingdom who were at the back looked extremely embarrassed. One of the princes walked over to help the crown prince up with a gloomy face. What a dragon palace. What a dragon king. Do they really think they are in their own territory? Bam. A guy from a remote place actually dares to be so arrogant here. Even a strong dragon can't suppress a local snake. You're just a frog at the bottom of a well, and you actually dare to cause trouble in our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The crown prince's face turned ashen as he slammed the table with his newly grown arm. Someone go and send, Big Brother, is it the dynasty founding celebration now or? The young crown prince wanted to send someone, but was stopped by a prince who whispered to him. He dares to lay a hand on me here. That means he has no respect for our chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom grimaced and clenched his fist tightly. After the celebration, I'll let him know the price of offending me. Big Brother Tiger, it's all my fault this time. I've implicated you guys. At this time, Princess Flame walked over and spoke meekly as she wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. Don't worry, Sister Flame. I'll settle this. The crown prince looked at her with a heartache. He took out an elixir pill and passed it to her. Thank you, Big Brother Tiger. Princess Flame revealed a smile as her eyes sparkled. Dragon King, I'm really sorry. My brother and the rest didn't mean any harm. They must have been seduced by that woman. Tiger Spirit Sprout said apologetically to Wang Xian as she brought him to the next place to play. It's all right. Wang Xian shook his head and didn't take it to heart. Don't feel guilty. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Emperor Star Maiden consoled him. All right, let's go to Tiger Leaping Cliff. Tiger Spirit Sprout nodded her head heavily. Next, Wang Xianyin, Emperor Star Maiden, and the rest toured the scenery of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Just like what Tiger Spirit Sprout had said, there were indeed many fun places in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The group spent more than 10 hours and spent the night in Xinchuan. They only rushed back the next morning. This was because the 20 million year celebration of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was about to begin. Goodbye, Big Brother Dragon King. Goodbye, sisters. Let's have fun together when we have time. Back in the Demon God Palace, Tiger Spirit Sprout sent Wang Xian and the rest back to their living quarters. She waved her hand and returned to her living quarters. Spirit Sprout is really lively, Tang Yinshen said with a smile. Wang Xian nodded his head. Dragon King, let's get ready to enter. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle walked over and said to Wang Xian. Wang Xian nodded his head. Is the Flame God Dynasty ready? I've sent Roving Demon and the rest to investigate. Once they're done we can strike. Prime Minister Turtle said. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head and walked straight to the entrance of the Demon God Palace. The 20 million year celebration of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom would be held at the entrance of the Demon God Palace. The venue had already been set up in front of the huge canyon. In front of them there were many empty spaces. There were many raised positions but there were no seats. This was the unique feature of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Those invited could only stand and not have seats. However, with the strength of those invited, it was the same whether they were sitting or standing. Dragon King, this way please. Wang Xian led the group of experts from the Dragon Palace out of the Demon God Palace. The guards led them to the raised open spaces in front of them. The area that rose up was about 5 kilometers in radius. The guards of the Demon God Palace led them to the 4th position on the right. It was a relatively closer position. Wang Xian and the rest flew over and scanned the surroundings. At the entrance, various forces were flying towards the raised platforms. These were all famous forces in the South Star Galaxy. The weakest of them was at least a 4th-rated force. In the middle of the left and right sides, the width of the road was about 5 kilometers. The soldiers of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom lined up neatly below and exuded an imposing aura. The entire hall was filled with majestic aura. Chapter 25-23. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom is holding a grand celebration this time. They've invited many powerful forces. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom has been around for more than 20 million years. With the addition of the powerful sky demons, they are already one of the top 10 forces in our region. It's normal for them to come. Maybe all of them are here except for 2 or 3 forces. In front of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom's Demon God Palace, the forces arrived one by one and stood on the 2 platforms on the left and right. They looked around and discussed in low voices. Around them, there were also forces riding on powerful battle pets and flying ships. All of them stood on the platforms. The chaotic tiger demon kingdom was one of the top 10 forces in the South Star Galaxy. Most forces would show respect to their invitation. This caused the high platforms to be filled with people. There are already 40 to 50 forces here. None of them are weaker than the Dongli Immortal Celestial Dynasty. Wang Xian looked around and analyzed the strength of the forces in the center of the Southstar Galaxy. The center of the Southstar Galaxy is similar to where we are. Sects, celestial dynasties, organizations, and many forces here are not weaker than us. Prime Minister Turtle whispered to him. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. More and more forces arrived on the platforms. Some of them made tables and chairs with energy and sat down. They smiled and chatted as they waited. Those who dared to watch the battle were not weak. They were all Sixth Order Immortal King Realm experts. As for those who were weaker than the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, they did not dare to let their guard down. Soon there were 70 to 80 forces standing on the platforms. Wang Xian looked at the time. It was almost noon. Ka. At this moment, the gate of the Demon God Palace opened slowly. The gate was at least 3,000 meters wide. Roars of tigers could be heard coming from the gate. Roar. Inside, 2 Fourth Order Undying God King blood-winged horses pulled a palanquin out. An old man and a middle-aged man stood on the sedan. The old man had a tiger-headed saber in front of him, while the middle-aged man held a tiger-headed scepter in his hand. The experts of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom have come out. It's the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom's king and imperial preceptor. The 2 blood-winged horses at the front are 4th Order Undying God King battle pets. The Chaotic Tiger Beast Empire actually managed to get their hands on 2 4th Order Undying God King battle pets. The doors of the Fey God Palace opened. Undying God King battle pets were pulling the carriage, causing many powers to reveal looks of awe. Voila! Behind the beast-drawn carriages, the generals and experts of the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom followed closely behind, their bodies emitting powerful auras. They slowly walked forward and finally stopped in front of them. 150 Undying God Kings have appeared. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and mumbled to himself. As soon as he finished speaking, 2 more roars rang out from behind him. 2 old men stood behind the 2 Undying God King battle pets, overlooking the entire plaza. That's 2 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts from the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire seems to have 3 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts. And 2 4th Order Undying God King battle pets. How did the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire manage to get their hands on so many powerful battle pets? Some of the people saw the 2 Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire experts surveying the area, and their hearts skipped a beat. Even some of the people sitting on the high platform were looking at the 2 figures with solemn expressions. Chirp. That was not the end of it. Very quickly, heavenly beasts and demonic birds flew out from the Fey God Palace. Roar. Following that, heavenly beasts and demonic tigers came roaring out. The main purpose of holding the dynasty founding ceremony was to display one's strength and awe the other forces. The powerful demonic bird army and demonic tiger army, each of them was no weaker than an eternal God Lord. There are more than 600,000 eternal God Lord experts. Prime Minister Turtle said faintly. Wang Xian nodded. It's starting so soon. Apologies, our Monster Slayer sect is a little late. At this moment, a sudden laughter was heard. Following that, several figures flew over on their swords. They flew on their swords, exuding a sharp aura. They did not care what kind of occasion they were in. TSK, Lord Hulwan, your monster kingdom is stronger than before. The leading old man lifted his head and looked at the old man standing on the 4th Order Undying God King battle pets. He smirked as he spoke. Today is the founding ceremony of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. Everyone from the Monster Slayer sect, please be quiet. Lord Hulwan stared at the group of people and said coldly. Apologies. You invited us here, of course we have to respect you. But we are a little late. Apologies. The old man laughed loudly and led the 500 to 600 people behind him towards an empty high platform in front of him. The Monster Slayer sect is here. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire and the Monster Slayer sect have been enemies for 10 million years. The 2 forces have always been enemies, and it's a situation where only one side can survive. But the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire invited the Monster Slayer sect here. Everyone's expression changed when they saw the experts from the Monster Slayer sect arrive. The Monster Slayer sect and the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire had been enemies for 10 million years. The 2 forces were about the same and they fought each other endlessly. On top of the 2 4th Order Undying God King battle pets, the Lord exchanged glances with another old man. Their eyes were filled with coldness. We welcome everyone to our Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire's founding ceremony for 20 million years. From now on, everyone can just wait and see. The lord of the chaotic tiger demon empire stood on his beast carriage and glared at the people from the monster slayer sect. Jianghu. Children of the chaotic tiger demon empire, show everyone our strength. He waved his arm and raised the tiger head saber in front of him. Yes, Tiger King. Ha. All the soldiers of the chaotic tiger demon empire shouted and began to practice their formation. Show off your muscles. The celebration of the chaotic tiger demon empire was much more violent. Let's see how they play like monkeys. Over at the Monster Slayer sect, the experts from the Monster Slayer sect grinned and looked down. All the forces were watching. Big brother, the forces from the Dragon Palace are over there. At this time, at the front, behind the beast carriage, the core experts and disciples of the chaotic tiger demon empire stood there. On the right, a prince whispered to the crown prince beside him. The crown prince looked over and his eyes turned dark. Then he looked at the tiger spirit sprout. The tiger spirit sprout felt his gaze and shrunk back in fear. Chapter 25-24. Father, those people on the platform are from the Dragon Palace. That young man is the Dragon King. At this time, Princess Lai Yen spotted a familiar figure on a platform at the back and whispered to the middle-aged man beside her. Ah, Dragon Palace. The middle-aged man was taken aback and looked embarrassed. He followed his daughter's gaze and his expression changed. The middle-aged man walked to the side and whispered to an old man who was holding a flame pearl in his hand. The old man looked at the platform of the Dragon Palace with his eyes flickering. He was a little embarrassed. The Dragon King said he wants to annihilate us. The old man waved at Princess Lai Yen and asked in a deep voice. It's my great-grandfather. He said it yesterday afternoon. He even injured me. Princess Lai Yen said with a pale face. How are you and the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom? The old man asked with a gloomy face. Great-grandfather, he treats me well. There shouldn't be a problem. Princess Lai Yen bit her lips and said. All right, listen to my arrangements later. The old man said. Princess Lai Yen nodded her head in resignation. Dragon King, I sense some gazes. That group of people should be experts from the fiery dynasty. On the platform where Wang Xian and the rest were, Wuxia transmitted his voice to him. Yeah, I sensed it. Wang Xian nodded. They were not familiar with the people from the fiery dynasty. He did not realize they were from the fiery dynasty just now. However, the Dragon Palace did not have to worry about the fiery dynasty anymore. There were 30 to 45th order Immortal King experts in the Dragon Palace, while the fiery dynasty only had 3. Crushing. Everyone from the Monster Slayer sect. How are the men from our chaotic tiger demon kingdom? After 10 minutes of practice, the soldiers from the chaotic tiger demon kingdom stopped. The ruler, who was standing at the front, asked the Monster Slayer sect with a smile. Haha, you want us to evaluate? They should taste good. An expert from the Monster Slayer sect was taken aback when he heard the Monster Slayer sect's ruler. Huh. Why did the ruler ask the Monster Slayer sect? They are already fighting to the death. Asking them is just asking for humiliation. The strength of the chaotic tiger monstrous empire is very powerful. They are much more powerful than before. However, they are still too straightforward. Asking the monstrous beheading sect is clearly asking for humiliation. When the people from the surrounding forces saw this scene, they discussed in low voices in doubt. Courting death. Monster Slayer sect, do you want to die? I'll tear you to pieces. Some irascible heavenly demons couldn't help but roar at them. This caused the entire ceremony to become slightly restless. Haha, you are still so hot-tempered and idiotic. When the Monster Slayer sect master heard the roars, he revealed an even prouder smile and mocked them. Silence. The Tiger Luan country lord roared, his voice resounding in the ears of every heavenly demon. The enraged heavenly demons immediately stopped. However, they continued to stare at the demon-slaying sect with bloodthirsty eyes. Monster Slayer sect, this is our chaotic tiger demon kingdom's 20-million-year founding ceremony. The heavenly demon imperial preceptor looked at the demon-slaying sect and said coldly, Ah, good. Although we've been enemies for thousands of years, I'll give you face today. The expert leading the Monster Slayer sect laughed heartily. Everyone, please don't panic and continue to watch the show. The Tiger Luan country lord swept his gaze across them and looked at the surrounding forces as he spoke calmly. Let's begin, Tiger Luan country lord. We can't wait to watch the monkey show. As soon as the Tiger Luan country lord finished speaking, a young man from the Monster Slayer sect smirked and spoke proudly. The rest of the forces didn't dare to speak when they saw the two forces fighting. They just watched quietly. In their opinion, inviting the Monster Slayer sect today was the Tiger Luan country's biggest mistake. The Tiger Luan country was too reckless and naive. Fight. The Tiger Luan country lord laughed sinisterly. He raised the tiger-headed broadsword in his hand and roared with murderous intent. Fight. The heavenly demon imperial tutor also raised the divine staff in his hand and shouted. Bus. Bus. Just as everyone was feeling puzzled, confinement circles suddenly appeared on the mountains surrounding the Monster Slayer sect. The confinement circles enveloped all of them. Tiger Luan country, are you looking for death? The sudden appearance of the confinement circles shocked everyone from the Monster Slayer sect. The old man leading the group stood up immediately and unleashed a violent aura. The tyrannical aura surged in all directions. The surrounding forces were shocked when they saw this. What is the Tiger Luan country trying to do? Even some of the stronger forces were shocked when they saw this. Haha, don't worry everyone. Watch the show. Our Tiger Luan country and the Monster Slayer sect have been fighting for millions of years. During the celebration of our Tiger Luan country's 20 million year founding, we will declare war on the Monster Slayer sect. Destroy the Monster Slayer sect. The Tiger Luan country lord raised the tiger-headed broadsword in his hand and announced proudly. Boom. As soon as the Tiger Luan country lord finished speaking, a terrifying demonic aura surged into the sky. From the depths of the demon god palace, a totem of the tiger god soared into the sky. Brr, brr, brr. An old man stood at the mouth of the totem of the tiger god. Everyone only saw a flash and the figure of an old man appeared in the center. The old man's eyes shone brightly, and he had a long fox tail. His arms had turned into tiger paws. He stared coldly at the people from the Monster Slayer sect. Today is the Tiger Luan country's celebration. We will kill the experts from the Monster Slayer sect to help our country prosper. The old man shouted softly as if he was announcing to all the forces present. At this moment, everyone who was sitting on the high platform suddenly stood up, their faces filled with shock as they stared at the old man in the totem of the tiger god. It's the old Imperial Preceptor. He suddenly broke through to the 7th Order Immortal King realm. Hiss, the old Imperial Preceptor of the Tiger Luan country actually broke through. Exclamations of shock could be heard, and the experts from the various forces widened their eyes in shock. Shit. At this time, the few hundred people from the Monster Slayer sect were shocked, and their eyes narrowed. Old man, 7th Order Immortal King realm, how is this possible? How did you break through so quickly? The only old man from the Monster Slayer sect who was not trapped by the restrictive circle shouted in disbelief. The Monster Slayer sect and the Tiger Luan country had fought for millions of years, and they both had 3 6th Order Immortal King realm experts. However, the old Imperial Preceptor suddenly broke through. The balance had been broken. The old Imperial Preceptor's face was filled with killing intent, and with a wave of his hand, a totem of the tiger god formed behind him. The totem of the tiger god was shrouded in laws, and he attacked the people from the Monster Slayer sect. Among the few hundred experts from the Monster Slayer sect, there were 20 to 30 Immortal King realm experts, but they were all trapped by the restrictive circle and could not escape. The 6th Order Immortal King realm expert from the Monster Slayer sect could only dodge the terrifying attack. His body trembled and he teleported 10,000 meters away, and he roared in grief and indignation. Chapter 25-25. Boom, boom, boom. In front of the Demon God Palace, the terrifying Tiger God Totem landed on the stage where the Demon Slayer sect was located. The leading Monster Slayer sect expert dodged to the side with a mournful expression. As for the others, they weren't able to dodge this attack. A few hundred experts and 20 to 30 undying God Kings were unable to escape from the confinement. No, no, no. Cries of agony rang through the air. When the Tiger God Totem landed, none of the few hundred experts managed to escape. The terrifying attack caused them to let out cries of agony as they fell to the ground, lifeless. Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire, my Demon Slayer sect will not coexist with you. An angry roar came from the Demon Slayer sect expert who dodged the attack. His eyes were bloodshot as he stared at the corpses of his sect's experts. Haha, useless roar. Our two forces have been fighting for millions of years. This situation will end soon. Go back and tell your old ancestor to prepare to see your sect destroyed. The old Imperial Preceptor looked at the experts from the Demon Slayer sect and laughed mockingly. When he broke through to the 7th Order Undying God King realm, the balance was broken. In the future, under his slaughter, the entire Demon Slayer sect would become stray dogs. He laughed heartily, his eyes filled with excitement. After millions of years of fighting, many disciples of the chaotic Tiger Demon Empire died in the hands of the other party. This situation was resolved very quickly. Who? The old man from the Demon Slayer sect who was floating in the air trembled. He gritted his teeth and disappeared. Congratulations, old ancestor, for breaking through to the 7th Order Undying God King realm. When the people from the chaotic Tiger Demon Empire saw this scene, their faces lit up with excitement. They had not received any news of the old Imperial Preceptor's breakthrough. Today, during the ceremony of establishing their empire, the old Imperial Preceptor had killed a group of experts from the Demon Slayer sect. This was the greatest fortune of their chaotic Tiger Demon Empire. Congratulations, old ancestor, for breaking through to the Demon Slayer sect. The experts and disciples of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom all knelt down with excited expressions and roared loudly. Their faces were filled with excitement. In the entire Southwest Galaxy, a 7th Order Undying God King realm expert was already at the top. The old Imperial Tutor had broken through to the 7th Order Undying God King realm, leading the chaotic Tiger Demon Empire to become one of the strongest forces in the South Star Galaxy. Congratulations to the chaotic Tiger Kingdom's old Imperial Advisor for breaking through. The eyes of the other forces were still filled with shock. They hurriedly stood up and cupped their fists in celebration. The birth of a 7th Order Undying God King was enough to change the entire situation. Haha, today, let's celebrate the founding of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom for 20 million years. Let's celebrate the old Imperial Advisor. The king of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom raised his tiger-headed broadsword with a face full of excitement. Congratulations to the old state preceptor. All the soldiers of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom roared. Congratulations to the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. The Netherworld Manor has sent their gifts. Congratulations to the chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom. The Jianghu Corporation has sent a congratulatory gift. Congratulations to the chaotic Tiger Beast Kingdom. The Thousand Blade Immortal Dynasty has sent a gift. After the congratulatory voices ended, the various forces on the surrounding high platforms presented their congratulatory gifts. Thank you, everyone. The Tiger Luan country's ruler looked at the respectful expressions on the faces of the various forces, and a carefree expression appeared on his face. With the old Imperial Preceptor's advancement to the 7th Order Undying God King realm, the chaotic Tiger Demon Empire would rise above all the forces here. These forces would have to bow their heads in front of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. This old state preceptor of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom has actually broken through. The chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom will be ranked in the top 5 in our region. In the Flaming Divine Dynasty's camp, the Flaming Divine Emperor's eyes sparkled when he saw this sudden change. Little Flame, are you sure that the current Crown Prince of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom likes you? The Lion Divine Emperor looked at the Princess of Flame beside him and spoke with a sharp glint in his eyes. Old ancestor, I'm 90% sure. The Flame Princess nodded confidently. Very well, I will betroth you to the current Crown Prince of the chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom. Once he agrees, we will be able to establish a relationship with the chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom in front of all the forces. This will be of great benefit to the fiery Immortal Dynasty. The Inferno Divine Emperor's eyes shone with a blazing luster. He did not expect the chaotic Tiger Demon Empire to have an expert who had broken through to the 7th Order Immortal God King realm. Once they relied on the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom, why would the fiery Divine Dynasty be afraid of the Dragon Palace? Why should he be afraid of the Dragon King? At that time, their status in the South Star Galaxy would also increase greatly. Alright. The Flame Princess nodded and looked in the direction of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom's disciples. Let's go, let's present our gift. With a smile on his face, the fiery Divine Emperor moved and led the group of people to fly forward. Congratulations to the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, the fiery Immortal Dynasty has sent their gift. The Flaming Divine Emperor cupped his fists respectfully and bowed to the ruler of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom. Behind him, the group of people from the fiery Divine Dynasty held their gifts in their hands. Many thanks. The ruler of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom nodded. Ruler of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, our fiery Immortal Dynasty has a special gift. The Flaming Divine Emperor's lips curved into a smile. The group of people did not leave. The ruler of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom raised an eyebrow and looked at them with a smile. This old man has a great-granddaughter who is talented and has some fame in the South Star Galaxy. I heard that my daughter is in love with the current crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Today, my fiery immortal dynasty will betroth my daughter to the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. The flaming divine emperor raised his hand and bowed to the flame princess. The ruler of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom raised an eyebrow and looked over. Great-grandfather, I have been longing for the flame princess for a long time. Please grant our wish. When the crown prince of the tiger chaos demon kingdom saw this, his face lit up with excitement. He hurriedly walked out and shouted, Great-grandfather, the flame princess is talented and famous in the South Star Galaxy. She will be a perfect match for my eldest brother. The princes at the side raised their fists at the young crown prince and said with a smile, That's good too. Even better. When the ruler of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom saw his disciples coming over to request, he was already in a good mood. He waved his hand and said plainly, Thank you, Grandpa. The young crown prince's face lit up with excitement as he glanced at the flame princess. Brother Tiger. The flame princess also called out softly, It's our honor to marry the daughter of the fiery immortal dynasty crown prince. The flaming divine emperor said to the young crown prince excitedly with a fawning look on his face. It's my honor. It's my honor. The young crown prince also nodded excitedly. On the stage, the ruler of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and the experts of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom smiled when they saw this. Today the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was even happier. Great-grandfather, I have a presumptuous request. I hope you can agree to it. Suddenly, the crown prince looked at the ruler of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and said respectfully. The ruler of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom said happily, Great-grandfather, please destroy the dragon palace. Chapter 25-26, Great-grandfather, please destroy the dragon palace. The dragon palace, a remote force in the South Star Galaxy, is brutal and tyrannical. Not only did they destroy the ally of the Blaze Divine Dynasty, but they also want to destroy the Blaze Divine Dynasty now. Yesterday, I ran into the Dragon Palace's Dragon King with a group of brothers. He cut off one of my arms and severely injured Princess Lai Yan. He attacked us in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom and did not put us in his eyes. A force with only 4 to 5 5th order immortal god king realm experts dares to act so arrogantly in our territory. I beg grandfather to destroy the Dragon Palace. The crown prince of the Tiger Luan demon kingdom said coldly to the king of the Tiger Luan country. Great-grandfather, they're right there. In the end, he pointed at the platform where the Dragon Palace was located. If the chaotic tiger demon kingdom was still the chaotic tiger demon kingdom of the past, he would never dare to ask the grand ancestor to destroy a force, even if it was a force from a remote place. But things were different now. With the birth of a 7th order god king realm immortal king realm expert, their chaotic tiger demonic empire had become one of the peak powers in this region. Dealing with a force that only had 4 to 5 5th order immortal king realm experts was a piece of cake. In addition, the old ancestor and the others were in a good mood, so he dared to bring it up. His words caused the Princess of Flames and the Emperor of Flames to be extremely excited. They looked ferociously at the high platform of the Dragon Palace, and their faces were filled with awe and excitement. What's going on? Which force dares to injure a disciple of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom here? Dragon Palace? What kind of force is this? Why haven't I heard of it before? It should be a small force in a remote place. This force is probably going to be unlucky. The Raging Flames Divine Dynasty has finally found a backer. Now, even their opponent, the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, might help them get rid of it. When the surrounding forces saw this, their faces were filled with astonishment. They looked at the people of the fiery divine dynasty enviously. Since the chaotic tiger monstrous kingdom dared to kill the experts of the monster-slaying sect, it would be a piece of cake for them to destroy a small faction. However, as soon as he said this, country ruler Luan's face changed. Every word he said made country ruler Luan's face darken. The sky demon imperial preceptor frowned and looked at the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom with a cold expression. Seeing her elder brother make such a request, Tiger Lingya's expression changed. Her expression stiffened as she looked at the high platform of the Dragon Palace. Dragon King. At this moment, the group of experts from Dragon Palace heard the words of the crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom. Their faces turned cold and they gathered behind Wang Xian, exuding a murderous aura. Country Lord Hu Luan, Nearly a year ago the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty wanted to kill me. I must destroy them. Wang Xian looked at the king of Tiger Luan and spoke without any expression. Preposterous. How dare you be so arrogant here? Dragon King, you, shut up. The crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom immediately looked in Wang Xian's direction, pointed at him and bellowed. But before he could finish his words, an ice-cold voice exploded in his mind. His expression changed drastically. He tasted something sweet in his mouth and a stream of blood slowly flowed out. His eyes widened and his face was filled with shock. I'm sorry, Dragon King. We really didn't know that the Flame Immortal Celestial Dynasty had a feud with your Dragon Palace. Although we haven't known each other for long, we are still friends. The matter between the current Crown Prince of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and the Princess of the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty, let it go. Also, if the Dragon King needs anything, you can tell us directly to avoid any misunderstandings. The King of Tiger Luan looked at Wang Xian, cupped his fist and said apologetically. He had not expected such a thing to happen today. He had not expected his own disciple to be so reckless. Even if they did not know much about the Dragon Palace, they knew that it was not a small force with 4 or 5 fifth-order Immortal King Realm experts. Just based on what they knew, there were 2 of them. This strength was similar to the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom in the past. Even if the Dragon Palace had nothing to do with them, they would not offend them, let alone destroy them. Now that the war with the Demon Slayer sect was about to begin, it would be unwise to offend other powerful forces. The words of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom shocked the surrounding forces. Everyone from the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty was stunned by the words of the King of Tiger Luan. They opened their mouths slightly and looked on in astonishment. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was acquainted with the Dragon Palace? And from the looks of it, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom valued the Dragon Palace very much. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and the Dragon Palace are friends. Those who bewitch our disciples should be executed. At this time, the sword general beside the King of Tiger Luan had a cold expression on his face. A sharp sword was unsheathed and slashed at the Princess of Flame. Shit. The Inferno Divine Emperor was horrified and hurriedly retreated. No. Old ancestor, father, save me. The Princess of Flame screamed in horror as she felt the sword radiance of death. Wang. The Flame Divine Emperor and the rest dodged to the side, but the Princess of Flame and some of the weaker ones were not so lucky. The sword radiance swept across and turned them into ashes. Everyone was shocked when they saw the Tiger Demon Kingdom's general making a move. Thank you, Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, for giving us face. We will settle the matters of the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty ourselves. Wang Xian smiled when he saw the sword general making his stand. He waved his arm, and the 5 elements grindstone shrouded the Emperor of Flame and the rest. Rays of light intersected and landed on the Emperor of Flame and the rest, shocking them. They could sense that these crisscrossing rays of light were actually capable of tearing apart this space. Run! The Flame Divine Emperor was furious when he saw this. They had thought that they could cozy up to the Tiger Demon Kingdom, but they did not expect that the Tiger Demon Kingdom was in cahoots with the Dragon Palace. Now that the other party was attacking them, they were finished. All they could think of now was to escape. All they could think of was to stay alive. Shit, what's going on? However, when they wanted to return to their own divine kingdoms, they could not sense the existence of their divine kingdoms. The rays of light seemed to be able to tear the space apart, and they could not sense their eternal divine kingdoms at all. Withdraw. Wang Xian let out a soft roar. The 5 elements grindstone immediately released several powerful arrays. Within the 5 elements grindstone, there were 5 doppelgangers controlling it, and each doppelganger had the combat strength of a level 5 Eternal God Lord. They set up the array to deal with the Raging Flames Divine Dynasty, and there was only one level 5 Immortal King among them. It was a piece of cake. No. The Flame Divine Emperor screamed in horror when he felt the terrifying suction force coming from within. As this means, this terrifying divine weapon. When the surrounding forces saw this scene, their pupils shrank slightly. Chapter 25-27. What kind of weapon is that, to be able to suppress a 5th-order Immortal God King Realm expert so powerful? That Dragon Palace's Dragon King is not simple. That divine weapon is terrifying, it's definitely from a great inheritance. Suppressing a 5th-order Immortal God King Realm expert so easily, this strength. All the experts around the Demon God Palace narrowed their eyes when they saw this scene. They stared at the divine weapon hovering in the air with excitement and shock. That Dragon King's strength should be at the 5th Order Immortal God King realm, but that treasure is too terrifying. A 6th Order Immortal God King realm, old man murmured. What a powerful divine weapon. The chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom ruler, Imperial Preceptor, and the rest of the experts narrowed their eyes when they saw this. They looked at each other and heaved a sigh of relief. When they went to the Dragon Palace to purchase battle pets, they had investigated the Dragon Palace and found out that there was a strange and terrifying array that could prevent immortal god kings from escaping back to their god kingdom. This array had the same effect as the imprisonment ring. They were extremely shocked by this. Earlier, in order to kill the experts of the Demon Slayer sect, they'd used the confinement rings that they'd purchased at a great price. They didn't even manage to buy an imprisonment ring that could imprison a 6th Order Immortal God King. It was too rare, too expensive. The weapon that the Dragon King was using had such an effect. It was terrifying. No, no, no. At this moment, the current Crown Prince, who was standing in the middle, saw this scene and shook his head, his face pale. Fear was written all over his face. Just now, the woman he liked wanted to marry him. The Demon Kingdom grew stronger and his status rose. But now, the woman he liked was killed by an expert from the Demon Kingdom. The Raging Flames God Dynasty's expert was suppressed in an instant. He raised his head in confusion, looking at his great-grandfather. The current Crown Prince's temperament is too weak, and he was bewitched by others. His position as Crown Prince will be abolished, and he will be imprisoned for 5,000 years. Unless he reaches the Immortal God King realm, he will not be allowed out early. The Sky Monster Imperial Preceptor swept a glance at him and said coldly, "Yes." 2 soldiers walked over and looked at the Crown Prince with pity and suppressed him. The current Crown Prince of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom was not a noble, and anyone below the God King realm could be abandoned. The chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom had at least 800,000 descendants, if not 1,000,000. They would not offend a powerful force just to get a disciple. When the princes of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom saw this, their bodies trembled. They looked at the high platform where the Dragon Palace was located with eyes full of awe. As expected, the Dragon King and the others are very strong. How could our Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom become enemies with them just because of him? Tiger Lingya heaved a sigh of relief. He looked at his imprisoned brother and smiled. Haha, good move, Dragon King. The king of Tiger Luan country laughed heartily as he spoke to Wang Xian. Hee hee. Wang Xian smiled and waved at Prime Minister Turtle. Congratulations to the Tiger Chaos Demonic Empire for establishing the empire for 20 million years. Congratulations to the old state preceptor for breaking through. Prime Minister Turtle led a group of experts from the Dragon Palace and flew over as he spoke to Tiger Luan. Haha, thank you, Dragon King. Seeing the Dragon Palace giving him face, the Tiger Luan country king laughed heartily and cupped his fists at Wang Xian. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor also smiled. The strength of this Dragon Palace isn't weak. It's at least at the peak of 3rd rated. If they don't have a 6th level immortal king, they should be at the peak of 3rd rated. However, they seem to be on good terms with the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom. Now that the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom and the Demon Slayer sect are about to go to war, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom needs a few allies. As everyone knows, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom has fewer friends. Some of the surrounding forces discussed in hushed voices. The Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom was giving Wang Xian face. Naturally, Wang Xian was giving face to the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom as well. Face was a mutual thing. Following that, there were no changes during the ceremony. One by one, the forces presented their gifts. An hour later, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom served food and a simple exchange ended. The entire ceremony lasted for 2 hours. In 2 hours, the Tiger Chaos Demon Kingdom had shown everything they wanted to do. Dragon King, please forgive us for today's accident. After the ceremony ended, the Grand Tutor came to the palace where Wang Xian resided and spoke to him with a smile. Ah, Grand Tutor, I'm not that petty. Wang Xian smiled and replied nonchalantly. Dragon King, we've been busy for the past few days. We are about to attack the Demon Slayer sect. Please forgive us for not being able to receive you. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor said. It's all right. We still have things to settle. Wang Xian shook his head. Dragon King, we have another request. Of course, we would like to purchase a treasure from the Dragon King. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor looked at Wang Xian and spoke with anticipation. What do you want to purchase? Wang Xian asked him doubtfully. Dragon King, we learned from your starry sky that the Dragon Palace has an array that can trap Undying God King experts. We know that this item is expensive, but we are willing to pay a high price for it. The Sky Demon Grand Tutor looked at him, hesitated for a moment and continued, "Of course, we also know that this treasure is incomparably precious. Even if you don't want to sell it to us, you won't hurt our feelings. I can sell it to you." Wang Xian pondered for a moment before speaking. Now, Wang Xian not only had the Black Hole Disruption Array that could trap enemies, but the Sky Array God Emperor had also researched another one during this period. This research was also due to the fact that he was in a soul state. The newly researched array was called Space Lock. Not only could it prevent one from sensing the God Nation, but it could also restrict one's movement. The Space Lock array was much stronger than the Black Hole Disruption Array. With Space Lock, Wang Xian could basically give up on the Black Hole Disruption Array in the future. However, Wang Xian knew how powerful and terrifying this array was, and he did not want too many people to obtain it. "I can give you 5 array compasses, each covering an area of 100 million kilometers. They can trap fifth-order undying God Kings. As for rewards, I want the corpses of the enemies. As long as the corpses are there, you can take their treasures. Take note, this array can be easily broken by a 6th-order undying God King expert." Wang Xian hesitated for a moment, looked at the items in the nest and passed them to him. "Alright, 5 is enough." The Sky Demon Grand Tutor revealed an excited look. Once they obtained this terrifying array, they would be able to kill hundreds of times more enemies. "Thank you, Dragon King. We, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, will definitely befriend you. If you need anything in the future, you can look for us directly. We will definitely not reject you." The Sky Demon Grand Tutor cupped his fists towards Wang Xian and said solemnly, "Alright." Wang Xian smiled and shook hands. This could be considered a complete friendship between the two forces. "Then I shall not disturb Dragon King any further. We will be sending out our troops soon." After the Sky Demon Grand Tutor finished speaking, he immediately walked towards the core palace of the Demon God Palace. The war between the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom and the Demon Slayer sect had begun, and he wanted to participate personally. Chapter 25-28. Brother, Grandpa, Old Ruler, we've obtained the array. 5. The Dragon King gave us 5. It can trap a 5th-order immortal king at most, and cover a radius of over 100 million kilometers. Within the core palace of the Demon God Palace, a group of undying God Kings gathered. Sky Monster Imperial Tutor walked in with excitement. 5. Great, this time, we'll make the Monster Slayer sect pay a heavy price for what they've done to us for the past tens of millions of years. On the main seat, the old king immediately stood up with a face full of excitement. A berserk, baleful aura surged from his body as he roared coldly. "What's the Dragon King's condition?" Old Imperial Tutor suppressed his excitement and asked. "Grandpa, the Dragon King only wants the corpses of the enemies we've killed. Nothing else," Imperial Tutor said with a smile. "Although the corpses of experts are a good material, the price is too low. Looks like we, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country, owe them a favor," Old Imperial Tutor said with a smile. "Looks like befriending the Dragon Palace is a wise choice. At least the Dragon King is generous," the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country ruler said with a smile. "Let's put everything aside and prepare for battle. This time, the Monster Slayer sect massacred our people from 2 planets. Today we'll make them pay with their blood." The old state preceptor slowly stood up and roared with a baleful expression. "Blood for blood." The rest roared. "Dragon King, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country has started. This is the history of the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country." Within a palace in the Demon God Palace, Wang Xian and Prime Minister Turtle stood on the 2nd floor, looking at the murderous army outside. "This Monster Slayer sect deserves to die." The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country grew to its current state under their suppression. Wang Xian looked at some information about the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country. In the South Star system, sky demons were relatively weaker. Many of them were captured as mounts. With the Monster Slayer sect as the leader, they hunted down sky demons and sold them. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country built by the sky demons gradually grew and went against the Monster Slayer sect. This fight lasted for tens of millions of years. The Monster Slayer sect is going to pay a heavy price this time. The Chaotic Tiger Demon Country is also considered a major force. The upcoming war will probably affect many planets. Prime Minister Turtle said. "This matter is not something that we can handle," Wang Xian said. "Let's go." Anding has already discussed with some forces of Xinghua planet. The concert will begin in 2 days. Let's go to Xinghua planet. At this moment, the Emperor Star Maiden's voice came from behind. "Are you ready? Let's go." Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and said with a smile. "Let's go." We need to test out the venue and familiarize ourselves with it, the Emperor Star Maiden urged. Got it? Wang Xian nodded his head and gestured to Prime Minister Turtle. The group walked out of the palace. After Wang Xian sent a message to the Sky Demon Grand Master, he flew directly to the teleportation device. Even a small concert has millions of people. I will probably be a little nervous when I go on stage. Sister Yinshen, it's not that I want to say this, but if you become a singer, I'll be ranked behind you in the future. With your strength and sound waves, you can totally immerse people in the environment. It's still too early for me to reach that level. But this time, with the accompaniment of Sister Yinshuan's Dolphin Sisters, this concert will be perfect. The two girls chatted excitedly on the side. This was the first time Tang Yinshen was performing on stage in front of so many people. As for the Emperor Star Maiden, she was excited because there would be a group of Undying God King and Grandmaster level accompaniment for her. Wang Xian looked over and smiled. Through the teleportation device, the group was directly sent to Xinghua Planet. Xinghua Planet, one of the 5 major commercial planets. The 5 major commercial planets of the Southern Star System were each controlled by a powerful force. Xinghua Planet was jointly controlled by 3 forces. They were the Jianghu Group, the Black Forest Group and the 3 Seas Sect. 2 major groups and 1 major sect. These 3 forces were comparable to the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom in the past. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to control a commercial planet. As for the other 4 commercial planets, they were controlled by the top forces of the Southern Star System. These 4 forces had 7th Order Undying God King experts guarding them for a long time. Let's wait here. Someone will be coming to pick us up soon. The Emperor Star Maiden looked at the AI and said to Wang Xian and the rest. Aunt Ying had already come here in advance to settle things. All their matters were being arranged. The Emperor Star Maiden was one of the top female stars in the Imperial Star Domain. If she held a concert here, all forces would welcome her warmly. Not only could they sell the tickets for a large number of divine stones, but they could also earn a hefty profit from some advertisements. Swish swish swish. Before long, a fleet of sky blue luxurious cars drove over. The cars stopped neatly beside Wang Xian and the rest. Aunt Ying walked out of a car and walked towards the Emperor Star Maiden. Is this the Star Goddess in disguise? As Aunt Ying walked over, a group of young men and women also came out of the other cars. They followed and looked at the Emperor Star Maiden as they asked hesitantly. The Emperor Star Maiden nodded her head coldly. Wow, Star Goddess, can I have your autograph? A girl couldn't help but exclaim. Alright Missy, let's go. Let's take a break first before looking at the venue. Aunt Ying gestured to the girl to keep her things as she spoke to the Emperor Star Maiden. The Emperor Star Maiden nodded her head slowly and walked towards the cars in front. Wang Xian and the rest chuckled as they followed behind. This superstar was quite cool. TSK, I've already taken out my things, but she didn't even give me an autograph. Seeing that the Emperor Star Maiden was ignoring her, the girl was slightly displeased. Isn't that right? She's completely disguised and no one can tell that she's the Star Goddess. I still want to take a closer look at her. A young man beside her shook his head. Don't have any other thoughts. Putting aside the fact that she might have a powerful background, just her influence alone isn't something we can handle. A young man reminded the people beside him, afraid that they might do something overboard. Brother Song, of course we know that. The group of young men and women nodded their heads. Although they were the supreme talents of this generation from the 3 major forces, their status was still incomparable to the Emperor Star Maiden. Perhaps with the rallying power of the Emperor Star Maiden, some young disciples from the central region of the Imperial Star Domain would lead experts to annihilate them. They still knew how to act appropriately. Let's go. Although we can't get close to her, at least we can admire the Emperor Star Maiden's beauty from the first row. A young man said with a smile. Chapter 25-29, Not Bad, Star Goddess. Very cool. In a luxury car on Xinghua Planet, Wang Xian teased the Emperor Star Princess. The Emperor Star Princess rolled her eyes at him and ignored him. Sister Star Princess is at least a famous star in the Imperial Star Sector. What do you mean by cool? Tang Yinshen also rolled her eyes and defended the Emperor Star Princess. Hee hee. Wang Xian laughed. For a top star like the Emperor Star Princess, she had fans all over the Imperial Star Sector. Her fans numbered in the trillions. Naturally, she could ignore those fans. It was not that she was arrogant, but as the party who set up the venue, there should be such rules. The luxury car sped towards the city center of Xinghua Planet and entered a villa. Miss, the other party has prepared a banquet. Let's just go through the motions and take a look at the venue. Aunt Ing whispered as the car door opened. All right. The Emperor Star Princess nodded and the group walked into the villa. Welcome, Star Goddess. It's our honor that you chose our Xinghua planet to hold your concert. When they entered, a group of people immediately came to welcome them. The group consisted of middle-aged men and women, with 2 old men among them. They were dressed in black and blue. They should be the 2 forces that controlled Xinghua planet, the Black Forest Group and the 3C sect. Everyone happy working with you. The Emperor Star Princess smiled politely and returned to her original smile. Happy working with you. Come, Star Goddess. You must be tired from the journey. Let's prepare the most popular delicacies of Xinghua planet. When the group saw the Emperor Star Princess returning to her original appearance, they were enlightened. Many of the middle-aged men also had a burning desire in their eyes. With a perfect face and body, coupled with the aura of a top star, she was a goddess that could topple countries and cities. So beautiful. The group of young men and women followed behind and entered. When they saw the Emperor Star Princess's face, they were mesmerized. Wang Xian twitched his mouth. The Emperor Star Princess's face was similar to Yinxuan's. It was just that she had the halo of a star. Wang Xian was very satisfied with the delicacies. After the meal, the Emperor Star Princess took a group photo with the group and looked at the venue. The venue was located in a stadium on Xinghua planet. It could accommodate millions of people at the same time. The group of them took a quick look and then returned to the villa where they lived. Wang Xian got bored. Yinxian asked the Emperor Star Princess some questions about the stage. He turned on his brain and checked all kinds of information. The next day, a piece of news shook the entire South Star system. The Everlasting Tiger Kingdom and the Monster Slayer sect erupted into a great battle that could destroy stars. In merely 10 hours, the Immortal Tiger Kingdom had destroyed 3 life planets of the Monster Slayer sect. The planet exploded and billions of people died. Under the leadership of the 7th Order Immortal King Realm Imperial Tutor, the chaotic Tiger Beast Empire slaughtered over 100 undying god kings from the Monster Slaying sect. Now, the Monster Slayer sect was being defeated again and again. This is war. Wang Xian looked on impassively. This was how cruel the war between 2 superpowers was. In a war there are innocent people, but in a war there are no innocent people. Looks like the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom is going to win this battle. Wang Xian mumbled to himself. Hurry. Wang Xian, let's go. In the evening, a voice came from outside. Wang Xian smiled and walked out of the room. The concert is going to start in half an hour. We have to hurry. The Emperor Star Maiden urged him. All right, let's go. Wang Xian nodded and looked at Yinxian. Wow, wifey, you're so beautiful tonight. She was wearing a sky blue dress with a pink dolphin embroidered on it, making her look noble and beautiful. He couldn't help but walk over and give her a hug. All right, the Star Maiden is still watching. Let's hurry. Tang Yinxian struggled out of his embrace shyly. Dog food. Tang Yinxian pouted and mumbled. The group immediately rushed to the location of the concert. They arrived at the back of the stage 5 minutes earlier. When Wang Xian and the rest arrived, there were already many people waiting backstage. Star Goddess, the concert is going to start in 5 minutes. A middle-aged man walked over and said to the Emperor Star Maiden. So beautiful. She's even more beautiful than yesterday. It would be great if I could gain the admiration of the Star Goddess. You? Don't even think about it. The group of young men looked at the Emperor Star Maiden and whispered. Look at the girl beside the Star Goddess. She's also very beautiful. It's true. I didn't notice her just now. She's not inferior to the Star Goddess at all. Not only her, look at the 5 girls behind her with their instruments. They're also very beautiful. Discussions broke out. Not only the young men, but some middle-aged men and girls would also glance at them from time to time. Everyone has a love for beauty. Wang Xian smiled and watched from the side. It's about to start. I'll go up first. Sister Yinxian, wait here for now. Soon the concert began. The Emperor Star Maiden walked up the stage. The millions of people in front immediately cheered. Yinxian, don't be nervous. Let me say that your singing is much better than the Star Maiden. Moreover, you're prettier than her. Wang Xian walked to Tang Yinxian and said to her. You're bad-mouthing the Star Maiden the moment she left. Tang Yinxian rolled her eyes and said with a smile. I'm just speaking the truth. Wang Xian said with a smile. All right, let's watch the Star Maiden sing. Look at her performance on the stage. It's perfect. Tang Yinxian looked ahead. With the technology of this dazzling world, they could see everything clearly from the back. Moreover, even though the Emperor Star Maiden had her back facing them, the power of technology made it look like she was facing them. Regardless of which angle they looked at her from, it was a positive view. Everyone looked at the perfect Star Maiden on the stage and listened to the beautiful song. This time, with the accompaniment of the 5 dolphin beauties, it was even more captivating. Compared to the previous performance on planet Dongqi, it was several times better. Young Master Ji. Young Master Ji is here. Greetings, Young Master Ji. At this moment, greetings came from the back. Wang Xian swept his gaze across. A young man walked over. He was dressed in sky blue attire. His face was a little long and he wore a pair of boots. His hair was tied up in a bun and he had a haughty look on his face. Clearly, he had an extraordinary background. When he walked over, be it the young man or the middle-aged man, or even the few elders, all addressed him as Young Master Ji. The young man nodded his head plainly as he looked at the chair beside him. At the side, a few young men immediately poured wine for the young man. A few middle-aged men and elders came to his back. Diske, she's indeed the Emperor Star Maiden. She's so perfect. Only such a woman can inspire the desire to conquer her. He tilted his head back and drank a cup of wine. Chapter 25-30, Young Master Ji. She's the Star Goddess. She's very popular and has a strong background. Even her manager is a 6th Order Undying God King. The young man leaned on the sofa and swirled the wine glass in his hand. An old man at the side hurriedly bowed down and said with a bitter face, "Hee, it's a pity that our 3C sect is still too weak. I know what I'm doing." The young man said coldly as he slammed the glass on the table. The surrounding crowd lowered their heads and dared not speak. The strength of the eternal God Lord has earned the respect of an undying God King. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and raised his eyebrows. His eyes were filled with surprise. All forces respected strength. Take the current crown prince of the chaotic tiger demon country for example. Although he had a prestigious identity, he was not even as prestigious as an undying God King expert. Even a core disciple of a big family was not as prestigious as an expert. Of course, demon-like invincible warrior was an exception. There's a unique aura around him, as though an expert has been resurrected after his death. Wang Xian thought to himself and did not pay too much attention to it. I met a good sister here in the South Star system. My fans should know a little about it, right? That's right. It's our dolphin princess Yinshen. Next we'll perform a song together. After close to an hour, the Emperor Star Maiden finally spoke. She turned around and looked at Tang Yinshen. Xiao Xian, I'm going on stage. Tang Yinshen said to Wang Xian nervously. Yinshen, you're the best. You're 10 times better than the Emperor Star Princess. Wang Xian immediately cheered her on. You're bad-mouthing the Emperor Star Princess again. Tang Yinshen rolled her eyes at him. She relaxed a little and walked to the stage gracefully. Tang Yinshen was, after all, an undying God King expert. She could handle such situations easily. Hello everyone. I'm Tang Yinshen. Tang Yinshen walked to the stage and waved to everyone. Following which, she and the Emperor Star Princess began to sing. As soon as they sang, the powerful use of sound waves was transmitted into everyone's mind. The Emperor Star Princess's voice could make people feel good and enter an illusion. Tang Yinshuan's voice could do the same. Moreover, it was more realistic and shocking. What a beautiful voice. At the back of the stage, a group of young men and women heard the singing. Their faces were filled with shock as they looked forward. So beautiful, her voice is so beautiful and she's so beautiful. Sounds good. Who is she? I feel that her singing is no worse than the Emperor Star Maiden's. In fact, it's even better. She's so beautiful. In the future, she will definitely be a top-notch singer, no weaker than the Star Goddess. Cries of alarm could be heard. At the same time, everyone in the audience was shocked by the fact that Star Lady had suddenly called a beautiful woman to sing with her. But when they heard this song, their eyes widened and their mouths opened slightly. He was not any worse than Star Lady. Almost everyone believed that the beauty next to the Star Lady would have an achievement no less than the Star Lady in the future. Gulp. At the back, young Master Ji stared at the stage with sparkling eyes. He slowly picked up the wine glass on the table again. He swallowed all the wine in one gulp, and his eyes shone with a fiery light. Who is that woman? He looked at the few middle-aged elders beside him and said plainly, This, young Master Ji, we don't know either. But according to Star Lady's introduction, She should be from our South Star system. One of the elders frowned and shook his head. Do you think this beautiful woman will be a hit in the Imperial Star region? Young Master Ji sat up slowly and asked the group of young men and women beside him. Young Master Ji, I think she will. Her singing is too beautiful. She is not any worse than the Star Goddess. Her looks are not any worse than the Star Goddess, and her figure is perfect. She will definitely be a hit. The young men beside him said with certainty. I think so too. She is another perfect woman. Young Master Ji squinted his golden eyes, which were shining brightly. The concert continued. Tang Yinshuan's appearance did not displease the audience at all. Instead, all of them watched her with fiery eyes. The concert lasted for a total of 70 minutes. Tang Yinshen sang 3 songs with the Emperor Star Lady and 2 songs on her own. Star Goddess, Star Goddess. Goddess Yinshen, Goddess Yinshen. When the concert ended, the audience erupted in earth-shattering roars. The Emperor Star Lady and Tang Yinshen smiled, bowed, and retreated to the back of the stage. Swoosh. Behind them, young Master Ji immediately stood up when he saw them retreating. His gaze landed on Tang Yinshen, and his eyes shone brightly as he walked over. Young Master Ji. Behind him, the group of middle-aged and old men called out. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. Young Master Ji said emotionlessly as his lips curved into a smile. Xiao the singing of these 2 beauties was perfect. Nice to meet you, beauty. I'm young Master Ji. You can just call me young Master Ji. Tang Yinshen walked towards Wang Xian excitedly. At this moment, a few figures walked over. Young Master Ji smiled as he extended his hand to Tang Yinshen. Tang Yinshen looked at young Master Ji and his group. She was taken aback for a moment before she nodded her head politely. Thank you for the compliment. As she spoke, she walked straight ahead. Beauty, do you have time for dinner? Seeing that Tang Yinshen did not extend her hand, young Master Ji continued. No. Please make way. At this moment, Wang Xian walked over, looked at young Master Ji plainly and said. Young Master Ji stopped in his tracks and looked at Wang Xian. Xiao Xian. Tang Yinshen walked over, held his hand and asked, How was my performance? Perfect. 100 times better than Star Lady. Wang Xian replied with a smile. Wang Xian, I think you're courting death. Emperor Star Lady, who was standing at the side, glared at Wang Xian when she heard this. All right. Let's go and find a place to celebrate. Wang Xian chuckled as he spoke to them. 2 beauties, the 3C sect has prepared a banquet. Please do us the honor. Young Master Ji, who was seated at the side, spoke to them without any expression. It's fine. Let's go. Emperor Star Lady cast a glance at her and ignored her completely. Tang Yinshen did not even look at her. Let's go. Wang Xian didn't bother about this guy at the side. He led them out of the shop. You're really not giving me any face. Ji Xiaojian stood there with his face darkening. Young Master Ji, Star Lady is not someone we can afford to offend. An old man said in a low voice. I know without your reminder. What about the other one? Chapter 25:31. What about the other one? Ji Xiaojian's words stunned the group of young men and middle-aged men. They naturally knew who the other one was. The woman who had just appeared, the woman who was not inferior to the Star Goddess. Young Master Ji, since that woman is with the Star Goddess, I'm afraid, a middle-aged man frowned and said softly. The Star Goddess is the Star Goddess and the others are the others. Didn't you hear that the woman is from the South Star system? What? Are they from the other 4 forces? Ji Xiaojian's face turned cold as he looked at the middle-aged man. Young Master Ji, let's investigate the identity of that woman immediately. The old man bowed and said hurriedly. Immediately. Ji Xiaojian said coldly. Yes. The group of middle-aged and old men nodded their heads respectfully. Only a woman like this can make one want to conquer her. Ji Xiaojian licked his lips and sneered. The surrounding young men looked at Ji Xiaojian with respect. They were already core disciples of the 3C sect, but their status was worlds apart from this young man. He was not on the same level as them. He was the son of the 3C sect leader, a former 5th Order Immortal King Realm expert. After his death, he was revived with a drop of blood and had yet to fully recover his memories. His father was a 6th Order Immortal King Realm expert, and his grandfather was also a 6th Order Immortal King Realm expert. Even 4th or 5th Order Immortal King Realm experts had to treat him with respect in the entire 3C sect. Congratulations to our Yinshen for her stunning performance and perfect debut. On the top floor of a building on Xinghua Planet, Guan Shuqing and the girls raised their glasses and congratulated Tang Yinxian through the projection. Thank you, sisters. Tang Yinxian smiled. In the future we will be able to invite superstars to sing for us live. Feng Luan and the girls joked. Of course, let Xiao Xian dance for us in the future. Haha, that's a good idea. As the girls chatted, the Emperor Star Lady sat at the side and watched them with a smile. That's great. If my father could handle the relationship between my mother and the other aunties in the same way. The Emperor Star Lady glanced at Wang Xian and said softly. But soon she shook her head. Her father had 10 or even 100 times more women than Wang Xian. It was impossible to deal with it this way. After Tang Yinxian finished chatting with the girls, she started chatting with the Emperor Star's Queen Xian and the others. Everyone was in a good mood. Bam. Everyone, sorry to disturb you. Congratulations to Beauty Tang Yinxian for your perfect performance tonight. Right at this moment the door suddenly opened. Ji Xiaojian stood at the door with a smile on his face. Beside him, a waiter pushed a table with a huge and exquisite pastry on it. Around him were a dozen middle-aged and old men. Wang Xian and the rest were taken aback by the sudden appearance of the person. Since the gifts have been delivered, I shall not disturb you any further. Ji Xiaojin glanced at Tang Yinxian before turning around and leaving. Miss, this is a gift from young Master Ji and young Master Jian. The waiter pushed the tray in front of Tang Yinxian and said with a smile. Please return the gift to him. Tang Yinxian frowned when she saw the gift that was pushed over. I'm sorry, Mississippi. We're only responsible for delivering it. We don't dare to return it. The waiter shook his head bitterly and quickened his pace. Wow, Sister Yinxian, you have just made an appearance and someone has already sent you a gift. The Emperor Star Maiden was not surprised by this as she spoke to Tang Yinxian with a smile. Xiao Xian, get someone to send it back to them. Tang Yinxian shook her head and said bitterly to Wang Xian. That's quite a generous gift. Wang Xian smiled faintly as he looked at the huge cake that was pushed over. He waved his arm and opened it. There was a flower inside. 9 fireworks, a level 2 Immortal King Divine Flower. Wang Xian looked at the flower and said plainly. This is such a valuable item. Tang Yinxian was taken aback. Wow, I did not expect Sister Yinxian to attract a nouveau riche fan. An Immortal King Divine Flower. The Emperor Star Maiden was also shocked. When she was in the central region, the disciples of the major sects might not even receive such a precious gift. Yet, someone had given her such a precious divine flower. Prime Minister Turtle, go and check the identity of that person. Wang Xian ordered Prime Minister Turtle beside him. Yes, Dragon King. The Prime Minister Turtle nodded. Is our great Dragon King jealous? The Emperor Star Maiden teased. I can't help it. My woman is too outstanding. I have to watch over her and serve her in bed tonight. Wang Xian smiled as he held Tang Yinxuan's shoulder and teased. Heartless. Seeing this, the Emperor Star Maiden felt a deep blow as her face darkened. Wang Xian laughed out loud. The few of them played until late into the night before settling down in the guest room of the building. At night, Wang Xian had a good time with the big star. The next morning, Wang Xian and the group headed out, ready to return to the Tianzi Continent Dragon Palace. The Emperor Star Maiden changed her appearance, and the group of them walked out. They're out. Just as they came out, a voice suddenly sounded. In an instant they could feel petals falling from the sky. Wang Xian and the group were taken aback as they looked around. The petals decorated the surroundings, making the entire entrance exceptionally beautiful. There were 3 bouquets of flowers in front of them, each emitting strong vitality and energy. All of them were at the Immortal God King level. At the forefront, a young man stood there looking at Tang Yinxian with a smile on his face. Around them, a group of young men, middle-aged men, and old men in sky blue clothes were smiling. Some of the middle-aged and old men were smiling helplessly. They had not expected young Master Ji to be so interested in a woman, to the extent that he wanted to confess to her in public. They could only attribute it to the fact that young Master Ji had not fully recovered his memories after his resurrection. Who would have expected such a distinguished young master to confess to a girl in such a grand manner? That's Goddess Yinxian who became famous overnight last night. My grandpa's eyes were glued to her. Given young Master Ji's status, there's a high chance that he will win her heart. Almost 100%. After all, everyone knows young Master Ji's character. Some of the middle-aged and young men who were watching the commotion discussed softly. Tang Yinxian was stunned by the scene and her face was a little embarrassed. Wang Xian frowned and revealed a cold expression. Chapter 2532. Hello, beauty Tang Yinxian. At the entrance of a building on Xinghua planet, Ji Shaojin looked at Tang Yinxian. He picked up the 3 undying God King level flowers and walked over. How romantic. Look at the fresh flower in that handsome guy's hand. What rank is it? It can actually condense petals in the air. It's too beautiful. That's an undying God King level divine flower. How ignorant. This is an extremely high position young master of 3C sect. Everyone calls him young master Ji. When Ji Shaojin brought the undying God King level God flower over, the surrounding spectators were all shocked. Who can resist a confession of this level? A girl couldn't help but say, could it be that goddess Yinxian who was so popular yesterday is going to be taken? Some of the youths murmured. Xiaoxian, let me handle it. Tang Yinxian whispered to Wang Xian when she saw Ji Shaojin walking over. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. Tang Yinxian waved her hand, and the 9 firework appeared in her hand. What's going on? Could it be that goddess Yinxian and young master Ji are in love? Everyone was taken aback when they saw the flower in Tang Yinxuan's hand. Ji Shaojin raised his eyebrows slightly and walked over with a smile on his face. I'll give you 3 flowers, goddess Yinxian. Let's have breakfast together. Ji Shaojin looked at Tang Yinxian and smirked. Thank you for the flowers yesterday. They're too expensive. I'll return them to you. We still have things to do and have to leave. Please give us a year. Tang Yinxian waved his arm, and the flowers floated in front of him. His words made Ji Shaojin frown. He squeezed out a smile and said in a low voice, Goddess Yinxian, it's embarrassing for you to reject my invitation in front of so many people. Give me young master Ji some face this time. As he spoke, his eyes sparkled. Sorry. Tang Yinxian shook her head. What's going on? Goddess Yinxian seems to be rejecting young master Ji. I think so. It can't be. With young master Ji's status in the 3C sect, she actually rejected him. What a character. Some of the people around them noticed that something was amiss and were slightly surprised. In that case, Miss Tang Yinxian, please give us 3C sect some face. Ji Shaojin's face turned cold as he spoke in a low voice. What if I don't give it to you? Upon hearing young master Ji's words, Wang Xian chuckled and spoke plainly from the side. Dragon King, right? Upon hearing Wang Xian, Ji Shaojin lifted his head slightly and asked, Dragon King of Dragon Palace, right? A force from a remote place. Their strength is not bad, but this is Xinghua planet, our territory. The strong dragon cannot suppress the local snake. Moreover, your dragon palace can't be called a strong dragon. Ah. With a smile on his face, he looked at Tang Yinxian again. She's just a celebrity. She's a celebrity if she has a background. If she doesn't, she either has to find a background or pay a price. Is that so? A person who almost died still dares to be so arrogant here? Upon hearing his words, Wang Xian squinted his eyes and said sarcastically, Who are you talking about? Upon hearing this, Ji Shaojin lifted his head abruptly and roared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. Aha, who am I talking about? A crippled guy who dares to be so insolent here. Why don't you take a look at yourself in the mirror? Wang Xian continued to mock him. A guy who had lived for God knows how long before he was killed was still trying to woo Yinxian after coming back to life. How reckless. You're courting death. He threw the bouquet of flowers on the ground and stared at Wang Xian with murderous intent. Rumble, rumble, rumble. In the next instant, the surrounding experts from 3C sect appeared behind Ji Shaojin instantly. Young Master Ji. They roared with an embarrassed look on their faces. Dragon King, do you know that a single word from you will turn the entire Dragon Palace into history? Ji Shaojin lifted his head and stared at Wang Xian coldly. I really don't believe the words of someone who almost died. Wang Xian shook his head in disdain. Courting death. When Ji Shaojin heard Wang Xian touching his sore spot again, his eyes were filled with murderous intent. A sharp sword appeared in his hand. Young Master Ji. Everyone around him was shocked. Young Master Ji, this is a commercial planet. The black-clothed old man frowned and immediately said, Don't worry, I'll be fine. A surge of energy stopped the sharp sword in his hand. Great, great. Dragon King Tang Yinxian, you are the first to not give me face. Soon you will kneel down and beg me. Ji Shaojin's expression changed as he stared at Wang Xian and Tang Yinxian with undisguised murderous intent. I'm looking forward to seeing you kneel down and beg me. As he spoke, his face was hideous. This force has completely offended young Master Ji. I didn't expect it to come to this. Young Master Ji is too domineering. What kind of force is that? I'm afraid it's going to be a disaster. It's probably over. Young Master Ji must have some understanding of this force since he dared to threaten them. When the onlookers saw this scene, they were slightly shocked. A confession turned into a threat. Only someone like young Master Ji could do such a domineering thing. When Wang Xian heard him, he burst into unbridled laughter. Young Master Ji, right? I think it's best for you to become a dead man. Wang Xian was a little infuriated. A guy who had died once and only possessed the strength of an eternal divine lord now dared to be arrogant in front of him. He even dared to threaten him. A mighty dragon can't suppress a local snake? In my eyes, you guys aren't even local snakes. Just as he finished his sentence, the 5 elements grindstone appeared above his head. Shit. How dare you attack? You must be courting death. When Wang Xian made his move, the people from 3C sect were shocked. The experts from 3C sect shot out horrifying laws immediately. However, the next moment, the 5 elements grindstone shot out beams of light and a horrifying law of annihilation shrouded them. Oh no. How dare he attack on Xinghua planet? Is he courting death? When everyone saw Wang Xian making his move, they were shocked. Fighting was prohibited on a commercial planet. Once you did, you would be hunted down by the controller of the planet. Those who controlled commercial planets were all the top forces in the Southstar Galaxy. No one dared to create trouble here. Even young Master Ji had to abide by the rules here. Rumble. A destructive power of laws landed on all the members of the 3C sect. They did not even have the time to react as they stood there in fear. Incomparably terrifying energy swept past, rapidly obliterating their vitality. Young Master Ji, who was standing in front of them, widened his eyes in horror and despair. Chapter 2533, Rumble. As the energy swept across, a dull sound reverberated in front of Xinghua planet's skyscraper. Everyone from the 3C sect that was enveloped by the grindstone was instantly killed, including 4 undying god kings. Ji Shaojin's body landed heavily on the ground. His eyes were wide open and filled with horror. Jiske, how dare a piece of trash threaten me? Wang Xian looked at the corpses in disdain. With a wave of his arm, he kept them. Let's go, he said to Empress Star Princess Yin Xian and the members of Dragon Palace before flying into the void. They killed young Master Ji. How dare they kill people on Xinghua planet? Are they tired of living? Seeing this, the surrounding people revealed shocked expressions on their faces. Young Master Ji and the experts from 3C sect were killed on the spot. This was a commercial planet. You guys are courting death. How dare you kill people on our Xinghua commercial planet? The undying God King expert in black roared at Wang Xian and the rest with a change in his expression. However, he did not rush over. After witnessing Wang Xian's terrifying strength, he immediately took out an item. A controller appeared in his hand and he pressed a button. 111. In the next instant, an alarm rang in the void. The alarm rang across half of Xinghua planet. This is? An expert has broken the rules on Xinghua planet? Everyone was slightly startled. Upon hearing the alarm, some experts immediately flew into the sky. Swish, swish, swish. At the same time, the alarm rang and terrifying battleships flew out from the sky. Among them, a spaceship that was 1,000,000 kilometers in size emerged from the void crevice. The cannons on it were emanating a chilling aura. Courting death. In the sky, Wang Xian was shocked to see the entire planet in operation. War machines appeared one after another. A commercial planet is indeed powerful. His eyes shone brightly when he saw experts flying out from the spaceship. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. How dare you threaten me just because you think you're the controller of a commercial planet? If you guys want to fight, Wang Xian will not hold back. All members get ready. Wang Xian said coldly. Damn it. Wang Xian did a good job just now. That guy is too arrogant. I've been a celebrity for so many years, and this is the first time I've met such an arrogant guy. Aunt Ying, help me amplify it. At the side, the Emperor Star Maiden had an ugly expression on her face when she saw this scene. She immediately spoke to Aunt Ying. All right. Auntie Ying nodded. I'm the Star Lady. Today, the young master of Xinghua planet, young Master Ji of the 3C sect, was overcome by lust and threatened Yin Xian. He even said that he would destroy her faction if she didn't agree. How interesting. I, the Star Lady, have held thousands of concerts and traveled to all the major commercial planets in the Imperial Star region. This is the first time I've seen such a person and such a planet. How laughable. Commercial planets are all equal. Xinghua planet is trash. The Emperor Star Maiden's face was filled with anger as she directly spoke. With Aunt Ying's amplification, everyone on planet Xinghua could hear her clearly. When her voice reverberated throughout the entire planet, everyone was slightly taken aback and their faces were filled with astonishment. What's going on? The young master of Xinghua planet, young master Ji of the 3C sect, was overcome by lust and threatened goddess Yinshen directly? To think that Xinghua planet would do such a thing. What the heck? Is this a fucking commercial planet? Bullshit. The battleship in the sky is targeting our star goddess. Damn it. At this moment, the entire Xinghua planet was slightly restless. Most of the people who had watched the concert last night had not left. Now that they heard the voice of the star goddess, all of them were infuriated. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The next moment, tens of millions of people flew into the sky furiously. One should never underestimate the fans of a celebrity. Sometimes some fans would act crazily. Oh no. When this voice sounded, everyone from the Jianghu group, the Black Forest group, and the 3C sect who controlled Xinghua planet had a drastic change of expression. How did we offend the star goddess? Are they attacking the star goddess and her people? Their expressions changed drastically as the disciples of the three major forces lifted their heads and flew towards the location where the signal was emitted. Stop the attack. In the sky, within the battleship, an old man stood in the command room with a gloomy expression. His face was extremely gloomy. The star goddess was down there? Someone on the artificial intelligence said that the star goddess had a strong background and might be a disciple of the imperial court. Now, regardless of whether it was true or not, they could not attack recklessly. If the star goddess died here, the fans in the central region would destroy them. Stop the attack. In other places, the experts on the battleships had also received the message. All of them had extremely gloomy expressions. The words of the star goddess were definitely a huge blow to their Xinghua planet. A commercial planet had to be safe, everyone was equal, and everything should be done fairly. Otherwise, if you could not even guarantee the safety of others and could not even maintain fairness, who would dare to do business here? If one day you directly snatched the treasure, who would they go to reason with? No one would come to an unfair commercial planet. Once the commercial planet lost its human traffic, it would basically be useless. The star goddess words were a huge blow to Xinghua planet. After all, no one would think that the star goddess was lying. Damn it, what did the 3C sect do? The experts from the Jianghu group and the Black Forest group had extremely ugly expressions as they cursed angrily. If this matter was not handled well, it would have a huge impact on Xinghua planet. Oh, not bad, star goddess. In the sky, Wang Xian saw the battleships stopping and the experts standing in the void. He raised an eyebrow and smiled at her. Humph, don't look down on me. The Emperor Star Goddess lifted her head slightly and said coldly, "You're still panting when I say you're fat. Alright, let's go." Wang Xian chuckled and flew rapidly into the void. Although the three forces of Xinghua planet did not have any 7th Order Immortal King experts, they still had to be careful. Of course, if it wasn't for the fact that he did not want to ignore the Emperor Star Goddess and the rest, Wang Xian could have returned to the Dragon Palace instantly. However, before the other party had an absolute advantage, Wang Xian would not take the initiative to escape. This was not his character. He would bring the members of the Dragon Palace to wreak havoc. Just as Wang Xian and the rest left, over 100 figures flew over. There's no need to chase after them. There's a 5th Order Immortal King expert among them. An old man in black looked at the disappearing figures with an ugly expression. Chapter 2534, 3C Sect, what are you doing? In the void, the experts from the Black Forest Collective of the Jianhua organization questioned the experts from the 3C Sect. The Dragon King of Dragon Palace killed our young Master Ji and a few of our Undying God King experts. Are we going to let them off just like that? An old man from the 3C Sect roared furiously. Damn it. The Star Goddess has announced to the entire planet that we are threatening them. We have to reduce the impact of this matter. Otherwise it will be a huge blow to our Xinghua planet. An old man from the Black Forest Collective beside him roared coldly. Let's discuss this matter immediately. The experts from the Jianhua organization spoke with a solemn face as they flew towards the space warship in the sky. The experts from the 3C sect had a change of expression as they followed suit. This time it was their 3C sect's fault. Dragon King of Dragon Palace, all of you deserve to die. I'm going to kill all of you. I'm going to annihilate all of you. At the same time, in a vast ocean, a young man was standing in a sky-blue underwater palace. He spat out a mouthful of blood and let out a furious roar with a hideous expression. When the guards outside heard the roar, their faces were filled with fear. What's wrong? At this moment, an old man walked in and spoke to the figure in the room. Father, the clone created by the heaven god Lotus Root has been killed. I've been killed? Young Master Ji's eyes were bloodshot as he spoke to the old man. What? The old man's body trembled as a terrifying baleful aura exploded from his body. When his son died previously, he had taken out an extremely precious heaven god Lotus Root to create 2 bodies for his son. This was to prevent the same thing from happening again. Such a treasure was extremely rare and precious. However, this wasn't the most important thing. What was more important was that someone dared to kill his son. If it wasn't for the treasure, his son would have died for good. At this moment, the artificial intelligence system on his body vibrated. When he saw the information on it, his expression changed. I'll avenge you. As he spoke, his figure vanished instantly. In the space warship in the void above Xinghua planet, close to 200 Undying God King experts were seated. 3 major forces were in different directions. The sect leader of the 3C sect is here. An old man leading the Black Forest group looked at the sect master of the 3C sect and said indifferently, anyone who dares to cause trouble on our Xinghua planet will be killed without mercy. The face of the sect master of 3C sect was filled with murderous intent as he roared. We'll talk about this later. Let's deal with the star goddess influence first. The old man leading the Jianghu corporation said with a gloomy expression. When the 3C sect master saw the 2 major forces staring at him, his expression changed as he sat on his seat. Right now, a single sentence from the star goddess has greatly affected us. Look at the AI's evaluation of us. Look at the chaos caused by the star goddess fans on Xinghua planet. The old man in charge of the Black Forest group waved his arm, and the information regarding Xinghua planet on the supercomputer went crazy. Because of the star goddess influence, all of them were scolding Xinghua planet. There were even many Central Region fans who came over to scold them through location tracking. The entire Xinghua planet instantly became an existence that everyone wanted to beat up. Moreover, the other 4 commercial planets in the South Star system were also secretly adding fuel to the fire. One by one, all kinds of exposés came out. If they didn't handle it well, the entire Xinghua planet would suffer a huge blow. At least half of the population would be lost. Once they lost so many people, Xinghua planet would decline further and further. The losses would be incalculable. Right now, we have to stabilize the situation. The old man leading the Jianghu corporation said. They killed people on our commercial planet, my son and my subordinates. They broke the rules first. What do we have to fear? The 3C sect master said coldly. The star goddess influence is too great. We have no choice but to explain. However, we have evidence here. The current situation is still acceptable. As for what happens next, this incident was caused by your 3C sect. You guys deal with the Dragon King of Dragon Palace and let them know the consequences of breaking the rules of Xinghua planet. The old man leading the Black Forest group said to the 3C sect master. Don't worry. Leave the Dragon Palace to us. I'll make them suffer so much that they'll wish they were dead. The 3C sect master bellowed. In addition, issue a warrant for the arrest of the entire South Star system. If other forces see it, even if they don't capture them, they won't let them step onto the planet. The old man leading the Black Forest group added. Upload the scene of the Dragon King of Dragon Palace and the others killing people on Xinghua planet to the supercomputer. As soon as the old man finished his sentence, he vanished. The group at the side immediately got to work. They edited the footage captured by the satellite and uploaded it to the supercomputer in the name of Xinghua planet. Please watch the video if it's true or not. The Dragon King of Dragon Palace has killed the people of Xinghua planet and violated the rules. We will judge him according to the rules of Xinghua planet. The moment the video was uploaded, it immediately spread like wildfire on the supercomputer. At the same time, in the vast starry sky, Wang Xian and the group were shuttling through the universe towards the habitable planet. They were going to transit through the teleportation formation of the habitable planet. Xiao Xian, it's all my fault this time. Yeah, it's all your fault. Yinshen, you're too pretty and likable. In the universe, Tang Yinshen was just about to blame herself when she was interrupted by Wang Xian. This made her glare at Wang Xian with a faint smile. It's just the 3C sect. We're not afraid even if they are the top 3 forces of Xinghua planet. Wang Xian patted Tang Yinshuan's head and continued. These guys are too arrogant. I've never met such scoundrels after being a celebrity for so many years. Jiske. The Emperor Star Princess commented indignantly. 111. At this moment, the Emperor Star Princess saw the supercomputer vibrating non-stop. Clearly, many fans were sending messages to her. Those scoundrels from Xinghua planet uploaded the video of Wang Xian's murder onto the supercomputer to sway public opinion. When she saw the message on the supercomputer, she raised her eyebrows slightly. Oh, I guess they're afraid of your influence. Wang Xian frowned slightly and took out the supercomputer. Indeed, on the supercomputer, there were countless heated discussions about Xinghua planet. A video posted on Xinghua planet was very popular. The video was of Wang Xian slaughtering the experts from the 3C sect. So it was the Dragon King of Dragon Palace who started it? This is obviously a confession from a disciple of the 3C sect to Goddess Yinshen. They even gave her such precious gifts. Yet, the Dragon King of Dragon Palace killed them cruelly. This Dragon King is so cruel. They were just confessing and he killed everyone from the 3C sect. They broke the rules of Xinghua planet. There's no voice and no comments. What do you mean no comments? Can't you see the video? No matter how wrong the disciples of the 3C sect were, they shouldn't have killed them. They should be punished for breaking the rules of a commercial planet. The star goddess is clearly siding with them. Messages were being transmitted wildly on the supercomputer. Chapter 2535. There were countless comments below the video posted by Xinghua planet. Xinghua planet represented the 3 major powers. Here on their own planet, the disciples of the 3 major powers would naturally speak up for their own faction. Furthermore, not everyone was a fan of the Emperor Star Maiden. The moment the video was released, countless people condemned the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace for being incomparably cruel and wanting to kill at the slightest disagreement. Many people supported Xinghua planet to punish the Dragon Palace faction. They wanted to let them know the consequences of violating the rules of Xinghua planet. Countless people started to denounce her, and some of them even said that the star goddess was deliberately distorting the truth just because she had a lot of fans. Xinghua planet hee. When Wang Xian saw it, a cold gleam flashed in his eyes. This group of despicable fellows. Humph. Fortunately, I held back. If you want to fight with me, I'll make you suffer heavy losses. Suddenly, the Emperor Star Princess smiled craftily and started to fiddle with the AI. Wang Xian looked at the Emperor Star Maiden. Let's go back to the Dragon Palace. We can enjoy the delicacies while watching the show. Very soon the Emperor Star Maiden urged. On the Emperor Star Maiden's homepage, there was also a video. She named the video, Bully. Was this the so-called rule of Xinghua planet? The scene in the video was the same as the one released on Xinghua planet. The only difference was that Xinghua planet was shot from a satellite so no sound could be heard. The video was from the Emperor Star Maiden's point of view, so everyone could hear her voice clearly. In other words, the entire process was recorded. The Emperor Star Maiden's influence and speed of spreading was not something that Xinghua planet could compare to. The entire Imperial Star region knew of her message. Awesome. Such a desolate place actually has such a tyrant. I've seen it for myself. If this idiot was in our central region, he would have been killed long ago. Good kill. Arrogant? This kind of person still dares to be arrogant, he is simply courting death. Xinghua planet still wants to hide? What a joke. Look at the faces of the 3C sect disciples of Xinghua planet. So powerful? Disciples of the 3 major factions of Xinghua planet. Whichever woman you fancy, you must submit to them. Otherwise they will threaten to destroy you. Very quickly the entire video went viral. The video that Xinghua planet had just posted was instantly slapped in the face. At this moment Xinghua planet was cursed. Be starred. Look at what the 3C sect has done. When the Black Forest group and the Jianghu group saw this video, all the experts were incomparably furious. With this video they wouldn't be able to explain themselves. With the influence of the Emperor Star Maiden and the secret competition between the other 4 planets in the South Star system, their Xinghua planet would definitely suffer heavy losses this time. The prophets of a commercial planet were extremely frightening. Otherwise, the various top powers would not have established a commercial planet in the first place. The upper echelons of the Black Forest Group and the Jianghu Group immediately rushed over. At the same time, they called over the experts of the Three Seas sect. The Three Seas sect will take full responsibility for the losses this time around. The upper echelons of the Black Forest Group and the Jianghu Group glared at the sect master of the Three Seas sect and bellowed coldly. "We will naturally take responsibility for the losses this time." The sect master of Three Seas sect leaned back in his chair and bellowed with a dark expression. Everything was because of his son, and he had no other choice. "We will bear all the losses from now on." The sect master of Three Seas sect stood up abruptly. With a cold expression, he left immediately. What a good son. It's fortunate that their generation is in control of the Three Seas sect. Otherwise, why would the others agree? The upper echelons of the Black Forest Group and the Jianghu Group watched as the sect master left and frowned. All disciples of the Three Seas sect, follow this sect master into battle. An hour later, 90% of the Three Seas sect's planet was covered by the ocean. The sect master of Three Seas sect floated above the ocean and bellowed with killing intent. "Yes, sect master." From within the ocean, numerous experts clad in sky blue armor flew out, their faces filled with a violent aura. Each of them was like a peak predator in the ocean, vast and powerful. Trident Core. Mad Shark Core. Raging Wave Core. The Undying God King experts of the Three Seas sect roared coldly. Behind them, there were soldiers lined up neatly, all of them Eternal God Lord experts. The Three Seas sect had 5 great armies. Each army had 150,000 people, and each army had 30 Undying God King experts. Sect Master. Sect Master. Following that, numerous figures flew over and greeted the sect master of Three Seas sect respectfully. Among the 40 to 50 figures, there were 7 to 8 Fifth-order Undying God King experts. The Dragon Palace's Dragon King has killed our Three Seas sect experts and disregarded the rules of the Xinhua planet. Go and destroy the Dragon Palace. The sect master of Three Seas sect roared with killing intent. Yes. All the experts of the sect army roared in unison. Sect master, the relationship between the Dragon Palace and the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom is not bad. Should we investigate further? An old man from the Three Seas sect frowned as he walked over and whispered. Ignore them. The Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom is currently at war with the demon-slaying sect. They will not interfere. Board the Sea God battleship. The sect master of Three Seas sect looked at the old man coldly and roared. The old man was slightly helpless. The sect master had absolute authority and control within the Three Seas sect. His words could not be changed by anyone. Fortunately, the sect master was wise. This time he was only attacking a remote faction. There would not be any problems. Boom boom boom. At this time, an incomparably huge battleship rose from the ocean. The battleship was at least 500 to 600 kilometers wide. It shone with a metallic luster and looked extremely terrifying. Wah wah wah. In the next moment, all the disciples of Three Seas sect flew towards the battleship. A remote faction dares to kill Jianghu and cause trouble on Xinhua planet? Is it the Star Lady or the Chaotic Tiger Demonic Kingdom that gave you the courage? This time, even if we can't wipe you all out, we will destroy all your planets. The sect master of Three Seas sect stood at the forefront of the battleship. Terrifying energy burst forth from his body. Move out. Boom boom boom. The Sea God battleship shone with a resplendent blue light as it flew into the void. With such a huge commotion happening at Three Seas sect, it was impossible to hide it. Soon, the news of Three Seas sect master leading an army into space spread like wildfire. Currently, the comments on the computer were one-sided. Everyone was scolding Xinhua planet. No matter what, we did not kill anyone on Xinhua planet. Since the Dragon Palace's Dragon King dared to violate the rules of our Xinhua planet, he will pay the price of destruction. However, the disciples of the Three Seas sect, one of the 3 major factions of Xinhua planet, let out a final roar. Those who violated the rules of their Xinhua planet had to pay the price in blood. Chapter 2536. The experts from the Three Seas sect were determined to destroy the Dragon Palace. At this time, Xinhua planet made another statement. On Xinhua planet, we will not allow anything that violates the rules of a commercial planet to happen. In this incident, our Three Seas sect disciples did not take any action. Anyone that violates the rules of Xinghua planet will have to pay an unacceptable price. This includes the three major forces of Xinghua planet. The public opinion was in favor. Xinghua planet had no choice but to change their target. This statement told everyone that although the disciples of the 3C sect were in the wrong, they did not violate the rules of a commercial planet. Similarly, anyone who violated the rules would have to pay a hefty price. This statement was to appease the merchants of Xinghua planet and the hearts of the people of the South Star Galaxy. As long as Xinghua planet was not seen as a lawless planet, it would be fine. In the future they could slowly recover. Although the fans of the Emperor Star Maiden were not convinced by this statement, some forces of the South Star Galaxy knew that this matter would not affect the foundation of the South Star Galaxy. After all, the people of Xinghua planet did not violate the rules this time. I'm back. Wang Xian, get someone to prepare some delicacies. Let's get ready to watch the show. Emperor Star Maiden, who had been on the road for more than 10 hours, said the moment she returned to the Dragon Palace. She immediately took out the artificial intelligence system to take a look. However, when he took out the artificial intelligence system, he frowned slightly. Wang Xian, there's something bad. Emperor Star Maiden looked at the information on the artificial intelligence system and said to Wang Xian immediately. What's the matter? Wang Xian looked over and immediately walked to her side. The leader of the 3C sect has brought experts here personally to destroy the Dragon Palace. They said they would make the Dragon Palace pay a hefty price. Emperor Star Maiden looked at him solemnly. Prime Minister Turtle, I asked you to investigate the situation of the 3C sect. How's the investigation going? Wang Xian immediately asked Prime Minister Turtle. Dragon King, according to our investigation, the 3C sect is slightly stronger than the chaotic Tiger Demon country. They have 4 Sixth Order Immortal King Realm experts and more than 400 experts. Prime Minister Turtle reported immediately. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows. It's impossible for all 4 of them to come. At most there will be 2. In their eyes, the strength of our Dragon Palace is so weak that they won't send too many pinnacle experts. However, they probably won't send too few experts. After all, they want to destroy us. Prime Minister Turtle smiled faintly. He did not feel too much danger. Even if all of them come, we are not afraid. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes. Even though the Dragon Palace only had 1 Sixth Order God King Realm expert, they had many 5th Order experts. Now there were more than 40 of them. Based on the strength of the Dragon Palace's experts, 10 of them would be able to fight against 4 Sixth Order Immortal God King Realm experts. In addition, the Dragon Palace still had more than 1,000 Undying God Kings. Even if the entire 3C sect came, he would not be afraid. But since they said that they want to destroy us, we should also prepare well and give them a surprise. Wang Xian's eyes were shining brightly. According to my speculation, they should be coming from the direction of Lorman's desolate beast garden. At that time, the Iron Blood Alliance will be the front line. Dragon King, we can set up a formation there and wait for them to arrive. Then we can give them a fatal blow. Prime Minister Turtle said. Come, let's head over immediately. Since they are courting death, we will grant them their wish. This time, everyone below the 6th Order Immortal God King realm will die. Wang Xian's face was filled with viciousness. The disciples of the 3C sect dared to covet Tang Yinshan and act so arrogantly. They were courting death. Now they even dared to make a ruckus and attack without any regard for the Dragon Palace. Then let them know the price of their actions. Yinshan, you guys stay in the Dragon Palace. Prime Minister Turtle, bring everyone from the Firehammer tribe. Wang Xian ordered as he headed towards the teleportation formation. The Firehammer tribe, the Fire Gold Dragon species. They were the strongest in the Divine Dragon tribe in terms of forging. They had been studying the Tao of formations. The old patriarch of the Firehammer tribe and Duan Jinming were both at the 5th Order Immortal God King realm. They had also mastered the Black Hole Spatial Disruption Array formation and the Spatial Lock Array formation. This time, Wang Xian wanted to cover the entire starry sky with this formation. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded and informed the 30,000 Fire Gold Dragon species to rush to the teleportation formation. 30,000 Fire Gold Dragon species, the weakest was at the 5th Order Eternal God Lord. Wang Xian and the rest moved and were teleported to a planet that used to belong to the Iron Blood Alliance. Seal the starry sky and set up the Black Hole Spatial Disruption formation and Spatial Lock formation. Wang Xian led them into the void. In the void, there was a defensive line that the Iron Blood Alliance used to defend against the dire beasts. Wang Xian and the rest of the fire gold dragon species flew over and ordered, "Yes, Dragon King." The group of fire gold dragon species nodded and started to set up the formation in the void. Wang Xian waved his arm and a ray compass appeared in his hand. He immediately started to inscribe the formation on the array compass. 111. All the fire gold dragon species and Wang Xian got to work. 5 hours later, the entire void was filled with dense formations. There were only two types of formations, the black hole spatial disruption formation and the spatial lock formation. The main purpose of setting up so many formations was to deal with 6th order immortal God King realm experts. After the two types of formations were set up, the old patriarch and Duan Jinming started to set up the concealment formation. The concealment formation that they set up could only be detected by a 6th order immortal God King realm expert. Behind them, Wang Xian created more than 100 array compass, all of which could trap experts below the 6th order immortal God King realm. Prime Minister Turtle, send all the members of the Dragon Palace over there. About 100 immortal God Kings first, the rest hide in the surrounding dragon palaces and wait for reinforcements. Wang Xian ordered Prime Minister Turtle after he finished setting up the array compass. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded. Soon, 200,000 members of the Dragon Palace flew over from the surrounding planets. These 200,000 members of the Dragon Palace belonged to the weaker group of dragons. The truly strong ones were waiting in the Dragon Palace. Wow, Wang Xian, you're too cunning. You're actually waiting here for a hare to come to you? Emperor Star Princess followed the members of the Dragon Palace over and laughed as she looked at Wang Xian, who was standing at the front line. Hee hee. Wang Xian chuckled, waiting for a hare to come to you is a good phrase. He squinted his eyes and smirked. He looked at the void in front of him and waited patiently. At the same time, a humongous ocean god warship whizzed past above the Lorman Desolate Beast Garden. Sect leader, will be entering that desolate area in 5 minutes. In the command room of the warship, an old man reported to the sect leader of the Three Seas sect. I'm going to destroy all their territories. The sect leader of the Three Seas sect lifted his head slightly and his face was filled with malice. Chapter 2537. Sect leader, the Dragon Palace should not be weak. We still need to be careful. On the humongous ocean god warship, the Three Seas sect's elder could feel the violent killing intent of the sect leader and reminded softly. I'll block all their experts. I'll leave the rest to you. The Three Seas sect's sect leader stared ahead and said coldly. Yes, sect leader. The Three Seas sect's elder nodded slightly. Their attack this time was not to destroy the Dragon Palace. A force of this level was very difficult to destroy. Once a God King hid, it would be very difficult to find them. Their main goal was to destroy the Dragon Palace's bases and planets, making them pay a heavy price. If the Dragon Palace dared to resist, with the sect leader personally taking action, resisting would be courting death. The ocean god warship whistled. The group of Three Seas sect's god kings stood in the command center and stared ahead coldly. The distance was getting closer. Beep beep beep. 4 minutes later, a notification sounded from the warship. Sect leader, there's a huge energy wave in front. There are about 200,000 people in the void. There's a large number of array waves. They should be ambushing us. An undying god king controlled the ocean god warship. When he saw the notification, he immediately notified. Hee, they actually dare to welcome us here? Setting up an array in the void and waiting for us to charge in? Childish. The Three Seas sect leader revealed a mocking expression. Clear the array. The Three Seas sect leader said coldly. Yes. The undying god king controlling the ocean god warship nodded and revealed a mocking expression. Wang. He pressed a button, and a row of red energy channels appeared in front of the warship. Wang. In the next moment, a red ray tore through the space and swept forward. The ray covered a radius of a few 100 million kilometers. Ping ping ping. When the ray entered the range of the array, a series of explosions could be heard. Sect leader, the 200,000 people in front have been distributed. There are more than 150 undying God King experts, and the rest are eternal God Lord experts. The Three Seas sect's elder's voice sounded with a smile on his face. A bunch of idiots. Get ready, all the eternal God Lord experts will be killed here. Leave that Dragon King to me. The Three Seas sect leader revealed a sinister expression. Wah wah wah. At the next moment, the decks of the ocean god warship rose. 3C sect disciples stood on them, staring coldly ahead. Is there a problem? Wang Xian stood at the former front line of the Iron Blood Alliance. His lips curved into a smile as he spoke. No problem. I'm a celestial emperor. It's impossible for them to break my concealment formation with just this bit of technology. Even if the robot race comes, it won't work. A voice rang in Wang Xian's mind and he broke into a smile. His eyes flickered as he watched the incomparably huge sea god warship enter the area ahead. Attack. Looking at the warships ahead, Wang Xian commanded loudly with a stern look on his face. The members of Dragon Palace roared and charged towards the Neptune warship. A bunch of reckless fools, kill. In the command room of the sea god battleship, the sect leader of the 3C sect revealed a disdainful and sinister look. With a swift move, he locked his gaze on Wang Xian and a confinement circle appeared in his hand. How dare you kill my son? Today I will make you wish you were dead. His eyes were bloodshot, and his figure instantly appeared in front of the Neptune warship. The moment he appeared, the confinement circle in his hand slammed towards Wang Xian. Neptune warship, Divine Wave Cannon, attack. The Immortal King controlling the Neptune warship was excited as he pressed a few buttons. Ka. Rows of metal clashing sounds rang out. In the next instant, waves of terrifying law cannons blasted towards the front. The area covered was hundreds of millions of kilometers. If this attack landed on a planet, it could destroy it instantly. The attack of the Neptune warship was equivalent to the full-force attack of 24th Order Immortal King realm experts. This was the strength of the Neptune warship. The strongest warship of the 3C sect. Tempestuous waves reverberated in the void. On the surrounding planets, some experts were shocked when they felt the terrifying energy. SSS, what level of battle is this? Someone is fighting with the experts of Dragon Palace. Their faces were filled with horror as they lifted their heads to look at the void. Roar, leave it to our Imperial Dragon race. At the forefront, the leader of the Saturn Star Tortoise race was unfazed when he saw the attack of the warship. He let out a loud roar and waved his arm. Around him, the Saturn Star Tortoises that had evolved into Imperial Dragon race also waved their arms. A mysterious gray shield appeared in the sky and a dragon tortoise appeared on the shield. Rumble. The God Wave Cannon had been easily blocked. What? He blocked it? On the Neptune warship, that Immortal King was slightly stunned. Not bad. Outside the warship, the sect leader of 3C sect revealed a cold expression when he saw this. He waved his arm and the surrounding space started to crumble. The confinement circle flew through the cracks of space and instantly appeared above Wang Xian's head. I've locked on. Aha, Dragon King, you will die today. Seeing the confinement circle land on the head of the Dragon King, the sect leader of 3C sect could not help but laugh hysterically. His voice reverberated across the sky. All of them are within range. At this moment, Wang Xian looked at the confinement circle above his head and revealed a cold smirk. Wang. In the next instant, the entire space underwent a huge change. Black holes appeared out of nowhere and covered a horrifying area of a few billion kilometers. These black holes were even more horrifying than before. Other than the creepy black holes, there were also countless rays of white light that penetrated the entire world. The world changed drastically in an instant. What? Hasn't the formation been completely wiped out? What kind of creepy array is this? At the moment when the strange space appeared, everyone was slightly shocked. Be careful, this array can trap even immortal kings. An elder of 3C's sect squinted his eyes as he saw the huge change in the world and shouted. Good. I didn't expect you to have such tricks up your sleeves. However, can these arrays stop your destruction? The sect leader of 3C's sect had a murderous look on his face as he waved his arm. Ka. One by one the arrays collapsed. Trash. The sect leader of 3C's sect said in disdain as he charged towards Wang Xian. Roving crab, keep him in one area and don't let him wreak havoc. Wang Xian stared at the sect leader of 3C's sect as his yin-yang 5 elements dragon eyes scanned the surroundings. When he did not discover a second 6th Order Immortal King, his lips curved into a smile. Kill all the members of the Dragon Palace. Leave no one alive. Wang Xian let out a frenzied roar. In the ocean where the Iron Blood Alliance used to be, roars reverberated as the true combat power of the Dragon Palace flew over at a terrifying speed. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.